Hi everyone, my name is Hamza and I'm the founder of PakDreamin. First of all, I would like to welcome all of you to PakDreamin. Welcome back to PakDreamin 2022. It's a community-led Salesforce conference for everyone. This is important. This everyone thing is very important because we do want to bring learning and opportunities from around people around the world and who are willing to join Salesforce ecosystem and seeking support to the enterprise architect who has devoted his life for this wonderful technology. I'm very excited for today's event because it's going to be a hell of a roller coaster ride. We do have more than 60 sessions in a single day. Yeah, and delivered by 60 plus speakers. We do have 8 experts for the Ask the Expert sessions, including Salesforce certified technical architects and Salesforce advocate developers who are there and will be available and they'll be sharing their pro level suggestions, guides, and answering to your questions. And also, we do have a journey panel, which is essential for people wanting to learn more about the Salesforce ecosystem and want to know journey of others on how they found Salesforce as their career and will help you onboarding. This is really important, and I would recommend all of the people who are going to start their journey with Salesforce, you should not be missed this session. And then not just that, there's much more going on the single day event. Isn't it thrilling? Before proceeding, I'd like to thank our generous sponsors who does support events like this. This is truly not possible without them. Thank you so much, O2, PDF Butler, GridMate, and Media Monks. The next thing I want to talk about is our vision. A couple of days ago, when Badr Kurat and I were discussing about it, there was a huge list, to be honest, about our visions and goals, what we are trying to achieve here in PakDreamin. But here, I'm just going to share you what we believe are the top-notch things that are in our list, that the basis on which PakDreamin stands. The first one is to bridge the gap between the local and the global community. Before initiative of PakDreamin last year, the global community barely knew about the talent base in Pakistan, which is slowly but spread eventually. We would like to bridge this gap, and want to create more opportunities to interact and connect. The next thing I want to talk about is elevating the skills and deepening the platform knowledge for all the attendees. No matter where you're from, it's all about, no matter which event you are attending. Even if the future, if you are coming in for, let's just say, PakDreamin 2032, we will still be having the same goals and vision that we will be providing the deep and the best skills that may be available in the market at that time for all the attendees. And to bring the career and the learning opportunities to the trailblazer, no matter where are you from. Although PakDreamin is about Pakistan, but our vision is not just to limit to bringing all the careers and learning opportunities to Pakistan only, but all the global community. And also, obviously, that to represent Pakistan as this hub for Salesforce. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, that before this PakDreamin event, people barely knew about the Pakistan. There are many Salesforce hidden talent available in Pakistan. I personally know many of the people who spend their 10 to 15 years in Salesforce, who started Salesforce when it was Salesforce new initiated in the United States, and they were doing some implementation here in Pakistan, and nobody knew about them. And this is very important because we want to show that Pakistan also has a great talent, which they can come up, which they can support the global community, and how they can present and share their learnings with them. Motivate and support the local Salesforce community. Obviously, before this event, as a Sparks and Driven, the vision is and the goal is to support as much as we can the local community because we feel, I mean, as there's a little gap between the local and global community, there's not much support and then the motivations because I mean, people see the different mentors and the leaders in the social media and whatnot. They're sharing, they're helping, there are the blogs, there are the YouTube videos, but they do hesitate to connect because they are afraid because they never did that. So we are here to support and motivate and to bring more opportunities to them as well. Close the gender gap in Salesforce community by encouraging women in tech. Women in tech is a big, and there's a lot of opportunity here in Pakistan to bring more women in tech, especially for the Salesforce. And that's what we are working on, and we'll be working together with that. Encouraging and supporting local community to enter Salesforce ecosystem. So I know many of the people who are willing to enter in the career. They want to start their career, and we want to introduce Salesforce to their ecosystem, Salesforce ecosystem to their career path, so that they know there's some technology that can be their career. They can join it, and we would like to support and on a global level as well. And helping the trailblazers to see the bigger picture and the impact of the community, especially in Pakistan, that we want to have more innovators, more leaders coming up that can see the bigger picture and the impact of the community. That being said, so next we're going to talk about the impact, and I'd like to invite Kurat to do the impact analysis on the whole Pakistan Dreaming event. Good, over to you.
Thank you, Hamza, for walking us through the vision and the goals that we have for Pakistan Dreaming. Before we move forward, let's step back a little bit and have a look at the recap of Pakistan Dreaming 2021. There is a lot to cover here, so let's start. In 2021, we were joined by more than 700 trailblazers.
Sorry, it looks like there's a technical problem with Kurat, so I'm going to run this for now. So let's just quickly go through Pakistan Diving 21. What did happen last year? The last year, here are some stats that we were able to achieve, and that includes the 700 plus registrations. That was a huge success last year because it was the first time that we were presenting. I mean, we were representing Pakistan, and at that moment, there was very less knowledge of people knowing about that there's a Salesforce in Pakistan, and even then, we had more than 700 registrations. So it was a pretty huge success. So I would like to thank everyone. Thank you so much for making that huge success last year. We had 60 plus sessions and speakers in the last year as well. So, as you all know, this was our inaugural event as well. So it was also a pretty huge thing. We gave away more than 45 certificate vouchers to support the Trailblazer community, and not just for Pakistan, but also for the global community. And last year, we had 28 plus countries participated as a speakers and attendees, as sponsors. So this is what happened last year. And what was the impact of it? Here let's talk about the impact. What happened? We were able to create the Salesforce awareness in Pakistan. Pakistan people also didn't knew about the Salesforce stuff. But now after this Pakistan Dreaming, when this name comes up, the Pakistan Dreaming, they got to know, okay, there's something which is about Salesforce, and they got into the Salesforce ecosystem by just having the name of it. We also get a chance, we got an opportunity to bring Pakistan on the Salesforce map, and people would know, okay, there's also a country where has the Salesforce talent. There was more than 600 new trailblazers generated right after the Pakistan Dreaming happened last year. This is a pretty huge number. And we saw that more than 250 plus people got certified through this last year. We found the new community groups and leaders emerging in the local community. And there was new innovators who did develop something new and shared with the whole world. And that's all happening in Pakistan. I'm just talking about the Pakistani sets. And we also, Pakistan Dreaming, after the last year, we also encourage the culture of giving back. We saw many people sharing their learnings, asking questions, and making sure that everyone knows what they are doing, and just sharing the knowledge with others. So this is also the giving back to the culture, the stuff that Pakistan Dreaming brought in. And this is very important. Actually, this is very interesting. So we saw many of the volunteers which happened in the last year, but applied as the speakers this year. You will see many of them are here as well. And it's so amazing to see that how Pakistan Women helped them to find their career, to find their path, and helping them to step up as well. And of course, the ongoing learning. Pakistan Dreaming generated this on-demand videos available publicly, and that created the online learning platform for everyone. So even though if you have missed Pakistan Dreaming, any of these special topics that you want to think that this is going to be a game changer, you can still catch up on our YouTube channel. I believe that the impact and the overall stuff was very important, and that will help us as well. So now, and as we are proceeding through this, there are a couple of announcements that we are going to do differently this year. So before giving the mic to Christie and Marissa, I'm going to go announce Badr to share his screen and tell us about this new announcements.
Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is super excited for the Pakistan Dreaming 2022. My name is Badr, and before I move forward, I would like to thank Kuret and Hamza for their presentations. Wow, what an exciting day. I'm super excited to share 3 announcements with you guys. And let's move forward and see what announcements we have for this year's Pakistan Dreaming event. So I'm going to share my screen and with you guys. Okay. Thank you so much, Hamza, for helping me. The first announcement that I want to get out to you guys is about the career fair. So before going into the details, I would like to thanks to the sponsors who are providing job opportunities to the community. And I think that's a huge thing for the local community to have such opportunities to work like in such an amazing companies, organizations. So that was the first thing. So I'm going to move to the next announcement. So whoever wants to, so this is how you can do or how you can apply for the career fair. So you can go at the 3 p.m. Pakistan time. We will open the career fair booth where whoever wants to apply can go, and you can see all the open positions and apply for those positions. So definitely on the booth, you can interact with the recruiters, you can ask questions or any confusions that you have. So that was easy. So I'm going to move to the second part of my announcement is Last year, we gave certification vouchers for each session. And this year, we are extending our support to the community, and we are now offering gift vouchers as well with the certification vouchers. So just to get into details, there are two ways you can win. By number one is by attending any session in which a speaker will run a referral at the end of a session. And to you participate, you need to fill out a form which speaker will share in the session. So that was the first one. Moving to the second one, by visiting our gold sponsor booth, uh, for example, by O2 or PDF Butler, you can visit their booth, chat with them, and interact with them. So that was another way to win a voucher or a gift card. The last one is at the end of the event during the ceremony, we will run a referral. So there is another chance for you to win. For the last announcement, I would like to hold up for now and would like to invite Christie and Marissa on the stage. A big round of applause for both of them.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. It's so good to see everyone. Keep watching all of the names and faces and where everyone's joining from, which is just so incredibly exciting. I see someone joining from Atlanta, from Christie's joining us from merry old England. And so people are joining from around the world, not just in Pakistan. And it's just so wonderful to engage with you all here. So we are here to talk to you just about the Trailblazer community, to set the stage for your day of learning, what to expect, how to walk into this event, or I guess sit in this event since we're all joining virtually. So I hope you all have a wonderful cup of tea or coffee, water, something to prepare, fuel your bellies and your soul with all the learning that we're about to do. And we'll just talk a little bit about ourselves, but we really want to chat with the community and just learn and share some of their experiences and how they got involved. So join me on this journey today. My name is Marissa Dimino Burns, and I sit on the Trailblazer community team at Salesforce. And I show this zigzaggy slide just to give a little bit of insight into the journey that brought me to my dream job at Salesforce on the community. And the main purpose and message that I would love to walk away, and I think what Christie and I both share the sentiment that every connection that you meet, every person that you chat with, they matter. They impact your community, your network. I can honestly say for every step in this journey that you see on this slide, I achieved one of those steps. I stumbled into one of these roles. I didn't know where my path was going to take me, but it all came to fruition because of someone that I met along the way, someone that introduced me to the concept of community or education technology. I didn't know what that was before I joined that. I started out in finance from a little old state of New Jersey, where I'm actually joining you from today. I'm not actually in New York today, but I'm an hour south of New York City. For those of you that have been. So come in today with an open mind, because again, you never know where that journey might take you and who you might meet along the way. So again, it's wonderful to meet you all, and I hope we can connect after this session. And hello, Akash. It's so wonderful to see you. I'm just going to call out a couple names as I see them. It's wonderful. It's like a reunion of and that's what it feels like when you're part of the Trailblazer community. So I leave you with this message from Brian Owen. So he's a Golden Hoodie recipient. And I think this applies to not only your professional life, but it's your home life, your friends, your family. So I think a strong community matters and helps you get to where you are, because again, it's all about those connections that you're making along the way. So we use the term trailblazer a lot. And what does that mean? Trailblazers lift each other up along the way. They're pioneers. This is our definition that we share at Salesforce. They're leaders, and they're paving a path for new leaders along the way. And they're learning together. They're building a better world for others, and they're working together to do so. And what does that mean to be a trailblazer in the Salesforce ecosystem? You can learn. How many of you, I don't think we can do a show of hands, but in the chat, how many of you are in Trailhead? It's a free platform to take and grow your skill set. And then you have the community to support you. And there's only over 16 million trailblazers in the ecosystem. So you can work through all of these resources to really expand your knowledge and progress in your experience. And yes, Melissa, Brian Owens is so awesome. And I know I'm going to sound like a broken record today, but 55% of learners learn from peers for knowledge. So I think when you learn together, you're never alone, right? You can bounce ideas off of one another. If you run everyone, it's natural. We all get stuck. We get stuck and we're trying to find a path forward sometimes when we're learning. And what better way to do that than to talk to others about that? So we have a statistic here that 90% of retention does come when you're teaching others a new skill. I don't know if anyone else in the audience feels this way, but I often find when I'm hearing something, when I'm taking a lesson or knowledge, I have to repeat it back to you to make sure that I really understood, what we were trying to learn together. And by repeating back, and you repeating back to me, and us having that sparring dialogue, that's how retention happens, and that's how community building begins. And yes, Inez, better together, indeed. And then connecting to the global community. So just looking in this chat, if everyone could just, I know we've done that along as we were joining this session, but if you haven't yet, just share where you're joining from. And you might be joining from somewhere that is not home today, right? You might be traveling. And so when you're traveling, I wear this shirt and I've met people. I was, I'll tell a little quick aside. I told Christie I wouldn't go off path here, but I was walking my dog and I just had to find a way to fit in my dog into the story. And I was in a different state from home and someone said, Trailblazer, I work for Salesforce. I'd never met this person in my life. And then we had a dialogue and we were able to connect. We worked in different offices. We were in different places. And who knows where that connection might lead me down the path. So 81% are also more productive because they are connected to this global community that you could reach at any point, 24/7. There's always someone online to help you and to answer a question. So we're just going to explore a little bit for those who are new to the Trailblazer community. I know I see many experts, answer leaders, MVPs, community group leaders in the audience, but this is really, let's talk about the online community for those new folks out there. What is the online community? So it's a place, it's in your pocket, the community that's in your pocket. We have a wonderful app called Trailhead Go that you can use at any point. You can follow topics, join groups. And the Today page, you can actually quickly find where to join the community, but also trails and trail mixes and trailheads. So you can combine that learning with that community connection and just go back and forth and get those notifications along the way. There's over 4,000 questions that are answered, or that are asked and answered every day, or every month rather, and 96% of those are actually answered by the community. So the power really comes from everyone that's not from Salesforce per se. We're in there, we're having conversations as well, but it's really from your peers that you're learning and collaborating. And it can be overwhelming. So you heard that number, 4,000. It's quite a lot. We have quite a lot of topics and quite a lot of groups. And where do you start? Where do you begin? So there's a community tab at the top. I encourage you to click a couple groups to follow. We leave you with a link at the end. One great place to start is Community Cove. Our teams are managing that. Christie will talk about the developer community in a bit. And then you could find your activity and your favorites. So I love to bookmark things because my memory, I just have to bookmark and go back to it later. And then we have community groups. So these are our online groups. And so there's over 1,000 of those, and they focus on Salesforce-led groups, interest groups, and they're created daily. So there's quite an array of ways to get involved. And there is just a statistic from studies that we've done that 73% of Trailblazers grew their network through these groups and then have slowly worked their way up in their expertise through the community. And Yasir, that's wonderful. I'm glad you're motivated to be a Trailblazer. Welcome. And so let's dive into groups just a little bit more. So we have those online groups, but we also have these in-person groups. And so there's over 1,500 community group leaders around the world. Many of you I see all of those, again, familiar faces. And they're just actively, we're almost in the month of August, we're almost close to 300 meetings this month from 90 countries around the world. And so those are happening in person and virtually. So these primarily were in person, but now, with this move to we're doing, hybrid, virtual, it's amazing to be able to just join, and I can, pop into the London Women in Technology group meeting while I'm sitting in my office in Boston. So I will leave you with that link at the bottom. And then there's actually and several more groups in here. If you scan that QR code, and Hamza, I'm not sure actually. I wish if these slides will be shared, but these are just some of the active groups that are in Pakistan. So if you aren't, I would love to. Is anyone a member of a group? Feel free to put it in the chat. I know some leaders from leaders from these groups are here, but it's a wonderful way to get involved and just learn from one another again, regionally. And then for those that are joining from elsewhere, there's the link again. If you're not in a community group, I just can't stress enough how wonderful it is to really go in these more intimate settings and really be able to dive in and find that mentorship, find someone to mentor. And then let's take a moment to just say thank you to Karat and Hamza and the organizers and everyone that put in so much time into this event. This is 100% volunteer-led. I can't stress that enough. They've done this in their free time, and they are so passionate about sharing their knowledge and so generous with their time that all of these community events, these community conference events are organized, like PakDreamin today. So we have over 30 throughout the world. They're growing by the month, and they're 1 to 2 day conference events. We have several that are actually coming up. So we have Florida Dreaming, North Africa Dreaming, Kosovo Dreaming, and French Touch Dreaming. Now those are all in person, but depending on where you are, you can find several opportunities like PakDreamin today. And then your community experts. We want to get to the good stuff here. So I will keep moving along. We have experts, whether it's answer leaders in the online community, your Salesforce MVPs, your community group leaders. But it's overwhelming. That's a lot of information. So where do you get started? I think a good place, if you're not in Trailhead yet, is to just create that profile. So you create your trailblazer.me profile, and I encourage you to put a picture so people know who they're connecting with and really personalize that and share your expertise there. And then we've linked just a community trail because, again, it can be a little overwhelming. So how do you get started? Find those groups, join that community code group that I mentioned. And honestly, in LinkedIn and Twitter, our community is so active. So if you just follow Trailblazer Community or even hashtag Ask a Trailblazer if you have a question, it's amazing how quickly there's so many stories you'll hear. I'm sure people on these comment threads can say they threw a question out into the Trailblazer community on Twitter and they got an answer. And then they made a connection with someone that they didn't know beforehand. And it might just truly impact the path that you're headed down. So I leave you with this tweet from one of your conference organizers, Karat. I love this. It might be intimidating to begin with focus on your path. The right direction is more important than speed. And plenty of everything nice the world has to offer: acceptance, motivation, learning opportunities, and friendships. And stay curious. This is such wonderful advice for how to get started in the community. Put down that self-doubt. We all have that imposter syndrome, but that's the beauty of this community, is that we are here to support one another and to you all have the power kind of to move forward in your path here and to learn. And so I encourage you today to just come with an open mind, take notes, jot down something you might want to touch on later, and really come in today ready to learn and to connect with one another and to believe. I have to leave you. One of my favorite shows, Ted Lasso. Okay, Christie, I'll hand it over to you.
All right. Thank you, Marissa. Isn't she amazing, everybody? Okay, it's 2:00 in the morning for Marissa. So hands together for Marissa for being here and being so lively. It's 7:30 in the morning for me, and I'm not nearly that lively. So I'm going to do my best to stand up to her high standards. Thank you, Marissa. So nice to be here with all of you. What an incredible activity. What an incredible event. I'm so sorry that we're not all together in person. I'm desperate to visit as many places as I can in the world, and Pakistan is definitely on my list. So especially after interacting with some of our incredible community leaders in that particular country, you guys in Pakistan are really lucky to have such a fantastic group there of inspirational trailblazers who are giving back and sharing and creating incredible events like this. So lucky you. My name is Christie Fidura, and Marissa, if you don't mind driving to the next slide for me, thank you so much. I just wanted to introduce myself quickly. I am a Virginian since birth. I'm from Virginia on the East Coast of the United States originally. And we're quite proud in Virginia to be Virginians. So I have to say that. Here's a family portrait over here that was just taken last week, actually in Virginia when we were visiting home. I have been in London for 22 years, but I am from Virginia originally. I worked with developers starting since 1990, which it seems incredible to me, but developers are my people. And I have been working with them for so long that they're my favorite people in the world. I'm sorry to, I love admins, I love architects, I love business users, I love Marissa, but developers are my people. And I really enjoy watching them paint beautiful pieces of code with their keyboards. It's incredibly exciting to me. So I do focus on the developer community, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. I've been in the CRM industry actually since 1996, which is 2 years after I became a member of Team Fidura by marrying my crazy husband there, Skip. You can see him, and Ellie, our daughter, in the background as well. I've been a Londoner since 2000, and I've been with Salesforce for about 5.5 years now in the dream job. So it's really exciting to me to be here, being a CRM person since 1996 to now work for Salesforce, which is undeniably the enterprise leader in this particular space. So it's my privilege and my pleasure to be here with all of you today. Thank you for having me. So Marissa, if we could go to the next slide, thank you so much. So a little bit about the Salesforce community that maybe I could reiterate that of what Marissa said is that I'm not the only person at Salesforce who loves community, nor is Marissa. It's actually all 78,000 of us. And that's a huge number, right? 78,000 Salesforce employees is almost, I have to like hold my head when I say it because it's such a huge number, but we're all driving towards the same goals. We're in the same engine and we have the same fuel. And that particular fuel is the Trailblazer community for us. We live and breathe by our community. And we do our best to get it right as much as we can. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we don't get it right. We can't be perfect, but we do try really hard. And by engaging and nurturing and being a part of our community, we see incredible growth in our own ecosystem that you are delivering. It's you that are creating the ecosystem. It's you that are creating these wonderful technology stacks that organizations are now running their entire businesses on. Not-for-profits are able to reach more donors or other contributors to their own good causes because of the great work that you all are doing out in the ecosystem. And we want to thank you for that. So thank you. Thank you so much. And it's not, like I said, just me or Marissa that's saying that. It's people together. It's people like Brett Taylor, our co-CEO. This is his quote. I wrote it down when he said it. And I have another one I'm gonna tell you a little bit that I wrote down yesterday. I was listening to a presentation by Leah McGowan Hare. She's our Senior Vice President of the Trailblazer community. And she said that a Trailblazer is a lifelong learner and an innovator that uses Salesforce to build successful careers, communities, and companies. How amazing is that? That is just the best definition I've ever heard. Thank you, Leah. I'm going to be using that very frequently from now on. So really excited to have all of you here with us today. Thank you. So Marissa, let's go to the next slide because we are getting into the best part of today's keynote. Obviously, Marissa was top, amazing presenter here today. I'm totally second banana, but in the absolute top now, moving Marissa down one spot, is some incredible innovators that we're going to talk to from your own community here in Pakistan. And I'm delighted to invite these particular folks up to the stage. So Hamza, can you bring up our special guests? Here they come. Everybody bear with us. There's one and there's two I can sort of see. And there's 3. Excellent. Aren't they all gorgeous? So we are going to share some stories, or we're going to ask them to share some of their stories with you. Marissa and I are going to do a little tag teaming to ask the best question of each person so that they can inspire you and give you some great ideas of how you can get involved with the local community in your area. So first, Marissa, if you could go to the next slide, we're going to introduce Nada, and she is a 5-time Salesforce certified consultant. She has her specializations and certifications in sales and CPQ and Datarama. But most cool of all is that she is the leader, or the co-leader, I believe, of the Salesforce Women in Tech group in Pakistan, in Kachara. So wonderful to have you here. Thank you very much. Now, I do have to point out, Nada, that you are a former full-time developer. So that's why you get the little blue heart next to that, because obviously, as I was saying, developers are my people. So I just wanted to highlight that about you in particular. So do you want to say hello to everybody and make sure we can hear you okay?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you, Christie and Marissa. That was an amazing, and the warm welcome it's truly amazing. Thank you for having me today.
We are so excited to have you here. So I just want to get started, Nada, by asking you a really simple question, which you told me the answer to this yesterday, and I think it's wonderful. How did you get involved in the Trailblazer community? Oh, I think she's breaking up there a little
There's
bit.
a bit of an audio breakup.
Nada, can you hear us okay? Yeah, we might have a little lag. Oh, sorry about that. We can come back to her though. So, but before we leave the slide, everybody, I've created a little QR code here for you so you can see her group. We will come back to Nada and hopefully get her back onto the stage so that we can talk to her. But in the meantime, maybe why don't we go to Syed? Syed, are you with us? Okay.
Yes. Can you guys hear me?
Yes. Excellent.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Thank
Perfect.
you. So Syed, obviously, he also gets the blue heart next to full-time developer. Thank you very much, Syed, for being one of my people. He is a 9-time Salesforce certified application architect. He's PD1 and PD2 certified, along with Service Cloud. And interestingly, he's also a Copado certified administrator. And Copado, for those of you who don't know, they're a really big player in our DevOps space. And I'm sure Syed can tell us more about that. But we're not gonna focus on tech too much right now in this keynote. He also volunteers for freecodecamp.org, which is fantastic because he's helping other people skill up. And he's a 10 Pearls University course developer. So wonderful. Now, Syed, if I don't have this incorrect, you've been for 1 month in Copenhagen. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
And you are a senior Salesforce developer. Thank you. And you've chosen to give back to the community by doing these volunteer activities. And I just want to know, what was your motivation behind creating this particular course for 10 Pearls and also doing the volunteering that you do?
Okay. So it's a bit of a long story, so please bear with me. But when I have started my career, most of the time I running around asking people questions because I am one of the curious fellow and I just don't grasp things too quickly. I was one of the slowest one. So had few difficulties, bugged the senior folks multiple times. So these are all the things that I've gone through in order to, in the earlier phase of my learning. When I've passed through that and I've learned all about the Salesforce, I have seen that a lot of people, not only me, there are a lot of people who are also going through the same thing. Okay. I decided to I will help them out. I will not let them go through the same thing that I've been through. So I told one person, these are the steps that you're gonna take. He follows those, got successfully the job as a Salesforce developer. Then another person came. I told him the same thing, and that things keep going on. After some time, I have realized that instead of telling every individual again and again all of those things, how about if I create a course or a instruction guide that can help out the multiple people at the same time. That will save some time for me there and for them as well. So that and I can use that time to create some more helpful courses or more helpful guide which they can use once they are passed through the first step. So this was the plan, this was the motivation behind it. And I was thinking for a long time that how should I start it, how should I start it. Sometimes you need a little push to get something done, right? So luckily I got the someone from the Temples University reached me out and asked me, hey, we are going to create Salesforce courses, we are looking for one individual who can do this. And I was like, yeah, that's me, you came to the right person, let's start it. So without wasting a single time, we got onto it. Initially we have created a really long course, but then we worked on it, spent some time on it. We tried to deliver the quality of content and the content that can be understandable by the newcomers, because if we are going to use the terms that are being used by the senior developers or we use in our day-to-day life, they are going to way pass through their head, they are not going to understand anything. So I need to talk in a baby language so that they can understand how they can start, where they can start, what is Trailhead, how to create the account on the Trailhead, even that is important. So we have covered all those things in our initial courses, like the introduction to the CRM, how to start your career with the CRM. And this is how we basically made that course. Yep.
That's excellent, Syed. And I can see in the chat, lots of people are saying, including Shawab says that he's completed, or Shawab has completed your course, and it was super helpful and easy to understand. So that's so great that you sort of took it back to basics for everybody to make sure that everybody's starting on a level playing field and is able to grow up from that particular point. So thank you for doing that. Marissa, do you have a question for Syed?
I do. What is your favorite badge that you've achieved in Trailhead? Do you have a favorite?
Yes, I do have a favorite. And again, there is a little story behind that as well. Since I came to the Salesforce from the UI UX, so the Aura Bundle Lightning Super Batch, that was my favorite one, because I was one, at least that I know, that I was one of those in the Karachi when the Lightning framework was newly introduced. So I was easily get the grasp on that because I had the knowledge of the UI background. So the most time I've enjoyed spending learning about is that Aura Bundle Super Batch.
Wonderful.
Amazing. Well done. Well, Syed, I hope you enjoy Copenhagen. It must be quite a culture change for you. I had the same culture change moving from the US to the UK. Although we speak a common language, every single word is different. So I wish you good luck. And thank you so much for all of your wonderful contributions to the community. And I'm excited because I think Nida is back. Nida, can you hear us okay?
Hey, can you hear me okay now?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful.
Welcome back. Are you all right?
Yes, it's just the internet are disturbance here. So yeah.
Okay, no worries. We understand. Well, hopefully we can keep you for a few minutes. So can you just tell us a little bit about your Women in Tech group?
Sure. So what encouraged me is seeing more and more women getting into technology. And I wanted to give a better platform for them to learn and to have better opportunities to grow and share experiences. Actually, my knowledge or my seniors' knowledge should be useful to the women in the world now. So I thought it would be a nice platform for our women in tech Pakistan to have a place where they can come forward and share their feedback or experiences, knowledge, and of course, elevate the others.
Wonderful. And can I ask this might sound like a really funny question, but I think it's an important question. Is your Women in Tech group only for women?
Precisely, yes. But since we have more men in Trailblazer community here in Pakistan. So it's not focusing truly on women, but majorly on women. But I cannot just ignore the men or the male participants coming to my community. So what I do is I do 80-20 rule with my community. So most of the things I do is for 80% is for women, and the most benefits they are getting from my group, but 20% is also given to the male participants.
That seems completely fair, since it's mostly been the opposite proportion of percentages in the history of mankind, or people kind. Let's say people kind. So yes, Nida, I love that. That's a really good answer, because obviously as well, it's important for us to include allies, right? Allies can help elevate us, can help change things on the ground for us. So that's fantastic. So Marissa, do you have some questions for Nida?
I do. I would just say, what's one piece of advice that you would have? I mean, maybe specifically for women who are getting started in tech, in the ecosystem.
It actually gets a little difficult in the beginning to learn, but staying constant and staying curious, it's the main focus, I guess, for not only just for women but all the trailblazers, I guess. So keep working hard and keep growing.
I love that. I just spent some time with a 6-year-old, and I have to say, we have to channel that curiosity of children, right? They always want to learn, and they're excited to discover. So I love that. Stay curious. It's a good way to learn. Thank you.
Nida, when is your next meetup? And so that people can consider coming along.
Yes, we are planning on next weekend. That is 27th of August, which will be virtual. But I'm actually getting all the swags. I'm waiting for them. If I've gotten all of them, then I'll be doing it on site somewhere. But if not, I'll be doing a virtual event next Saturday.
Wonderful. Okay, so I hope that every single woman who can dial in, if it is virtual, who is on the call today can make time to attend that event. Sounds great. And good luck with the group. Many of us on this call are running groups, and we know how difficult it is to keep that momentum going and keep that love going and to stay energized all the time. So when you get tired, make sure you ask for help, right? That's really important as a group leader. And I just had one more question for you, if you don't mind, Nida.
Sure.
I wanted to know how you got into being a developer. How did that happen? Did you study computer science at school, or did you kind of come to it on your own at home?
Yes, I have a CS and IT background from the university that I have been. So I do have a 4-year degree, IT degree, and then I came into a place where I give my credit of who I am today. So I would like to actually call out Heather Mirza as well, Hamza and Zaid. These are basically my mentors that who helped me develop who I am today, and making me grow each and every second of my career. And they actually made me more enthusiastic about Salesforce, and they pushed me to learn Salesforce. And then I actually kept on learning, and they pushed me to be a tier leader. As they said that you have the capabilities of being a leader, and you should be putting forward and help all the women in tech in Pakistan. So here I am, and helping women and trying to be a platform for all the women here in Pakistan and to grow them globally.
Amazing.
Wonderful.
Nida, you're one of my favorite people. Thank you so much for sharing that information with us. Okay, so let's go to our last guest, Shahbaz. Here he is. First, can I just say how wonderful all of your profile pictures are? I've got to know who your photographers are. Like every single one of you. You all sent me your photos yesterday, and I was like, I don't have a picture this good. You all look wonderful in your pictures. So Shahbaz, there he is. He is a 5-time Salesforce certified application architect, and he has specializations in JavaScript Dev 1, Lightning Web Components, and even Omni Studio. Now, what's really interesting about Shahbaz is that he's a YouTube course creator on Flow on that particular subject, and we're going to ask him some questions about that. He also has developed some courses for Udemy, which is a global platform. And I believe he'll tell us that they are free, but he'll qualify that for me in just a minute. And also he gets the blue heart because he's a full-time developer. Woohoo! Thank you, Shahbaz. Loving that work of yours. So Shahbaz, why don't we start with you telling me a little bit about how you got into the space that you're in, because you're a young man, you're really focusing on your career right now. But why are you taking the extra time to create courses that teach other people?
Well, and first of all, I would like to say I'm very excited to be here. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you guys can hear me clearly.
Yes, we can.
And it's like I have an IT background, like a 4 years degree in computer science. I thought that I'll continue my journey with front-end development, but as I was offered to work in Salesforce, and I didn't know anything about Salesforce at that time. But people living abroad, I asked few of them relative that what Salesforce is. They said that it's the future. So I said, okay, that sounds great. That sounds awesome. Back in 2019, I said that, okay, I'm going to take my chance. And now I would say like it was the best decision of my professional career. And currently as a Salesforce developer, just like you asked, that how I take time out to create these courses. So on the YouTube, I would like to experiment a little bit more. That I found a lot of videos related to a lot of things about like Salesforce and few tutorials. Then I thought that okay, why not? I can be the one who is going to inspire someone to be in Salesforce, just like I got inspired by people like you. So that's why I decided that, okay, I'm going to take my time out. No matter what, I'll try my level best to give back to the community as much as I can. Because this community has given me so much that I cannot even define or describe, you can say. So I started with a YouTube channel. In the beginning, I thought, oh, people are going to watch or no. Are they going to watch? I don't think so. They're going to subscribe on my YouTube channel. I was like confused. But then I thought in my mind that, okay, if I am even helping one person, it's going to make me happy and satisfied. So I took that approach. I took that mindset that, okay, no matter if I'm helping one people or 1,000 or 1 million, I'll try my level best as much as I can. So I started a YouTube channel and then posting videos about mostly development side, as I am a developer full time and I love to code. I also have experience in other JavaScript libraries too. Then after YouTube, I decided that, okay, I have also joined a lot of Udemy courses, and people who are like more professional, they want courses to be in a more professional way. So that's why I thought that why not create a course on flows on Udemy. And because flows is the hot topic right now, everyone knows that flows are the future for the admins. So I decided that, okay, let's create a flow course. And in about a month, more than 1,000 people have enrolled in that. And I'm so happy and proud of that.
Wow. You should be proud. That's an incredible achievement, especially when you've got so many other things going on. So thank you very much for giving back to the community. Marissa, do you have one last question for Shahbaz before we hand it back to Hamza?
I do. I just have to ask. There's so many opportunities out there. You've mentioned how you've gotten started. Was there one particular mentor or piece of advice that you received along the way that helped you get started and helped you focus and decide where that path was going to take you?
Yeah, actually, my mentor were two people, Mohammed Fahad, he's working in MediaMonks right now, and Salman Habib, he's working as my senior right now. I'm working under him. He's my senior. So both of them, try motivate me, and also I would say that Trailblazer community motivates me. That yeah, there's a lot to learn, and there's a lot of things happening around. So I was so inspired, and I thought that I cannot get any kind of community like this. So helpful, so loving, and the one line I would say is, in Salesforce, what I think is no one is left behind. So that's like awesome. So I thought that okay, I'm never ever gonna leave this community and try my best to give back to the community.
I love that. Thank you so
Amazing.
much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, well, we're going to wrap up our portion and we're going to hand back to Hamza. So Hamza, I hope you can come back onto the stage. Thanks, everybody. You were amazing.
Thank you. It's so good to see you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank you for sharing your stories. Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. I'm still smiling. I'm still very excited about our new announcement, and I'm pretty happy for. All the stories that you guys are sharing. So thank you so much, everyone who are actually. I'm gonna cry. Okay, so I'm gonna go and go for the new announcement that I'm gonna make this year on Pakistan Living. I'm pretty excited for this. This new program we are starting, and drums rolling, and we are starting our new program that's Excellence Award 2022, and that is actually to acknowledge the rising community leaders.
Oh, I think we might have lost you, Hamza.
In Park. All right. Am I audible? It's good. Okay,
Yes,
great.
we've got you back
So,
now. Yeah, you're good.
Okay, great. And I would like to announce all of these three, Shumail, Sharbaz, and Nida, as an excellent award winners for this year. You can see the blog at what's going to be next coming up to them. And just wanted to, tell the world that these are community. I mean, these are just three members, and I'm sure that many will be coming up in the next year as well. So I'm pretty excited and pretty happy for all of you, especially, and they totally deserve it. They totally deserve it. There's no reason for that. Congratulations, Sharbaz, Nida, and Shumail for winning this award. Many things are coming up to you, and many people who are watching them, you should start following them because they're going to share a lot of good news is coming up. And also, there's a separate dedicated blog coming up on the PakDreamin website about their journey and whatnot. You can reach out to them on Twitter, LinkedIn, and whatnot. Any thoughts, Sharbaz, Nida, Shumail, you want to share here?
I'm good. I just want to say thank you for this hoodie.
Um,
The superstar of Pakistan, Mohammad Hamza.
I just like to add few words for Hamza and the team. The efforts they are going through to make this event successful. Like I was one of the co-founders in the start of the Pakistan Dreamings, and the efforts you guys are putting are marvelous. Initially, I wouldn't have even thought that we can have Pakistan Dreamings event like that in the Pakistan. So kudos to everyone who is contributing to making this event successful. That's all from my
Okay,
side.
thank you so much. So last time I'm gonna show all of our faces all together. Okay, here you go. The event has started. So it's 12 p.m. already, and we're gonna have our session started. So I would like you to go. But last words from Christie and Marissa. Do you have anything to say before we wrap up?
Just thank you for the honor of including us here. It's been wonderful. I can't wait to meet some new people that we haven't met before, and there's so much learning ahead of everyone today. We're so excited, and we can't wait to see you. Christie provided the link to the developer community. There's over 10,000 developers there, and now you know where to find us online. So we'll see you over there.
We'll
Have a
see
wonderful
you there.
That's great.
evening.
Actually, it's
Thank
honest
you
on
for
us
having
for
us.
having us here. Thank you so much. I know how
Thank you,
much time
Hamza.
you're putting in. Thank you. All right, everyone. Let's see you on the event for the rest of the sessions going on. Thank you so much for joining. Have a good one.